When I was 3, my mother would say, "Thank you, God," as she tucked me into bed each night, and each night my little voice would parrot her prayer without question. In my house, there was no holy. There were no Sunday morning church services, no Bibles and bedside tables, no psalms or crosses or rosary beads, but there was plenty of wine, and plenty of temptation, and plenty of sin, and so as far as I was concerned, God and immorality went hand in hand. When I was 7, I began spending Saturday nights at my Catholic friends' houses, hoping that they would invite me to church with them the next morning, hoping that the explanations I sought might make their way through the pews or the priests or the hymns, and yet, after each Mass, I found myself wondering whether this God fellow really deserved my gratitude. By 12, I was convinced that this all-knowing creator must not be able to hear me, must have dropped the ball, must have made a terrible mistake, convinced I was the blasphemy. At 15, I started spending whole years carving scars like confessions into my forearms, swallowing bottles of pills like communion wafers, determined to make my way to that man at those pearly white gates and demand answers. But at 18, when I awoke from that last self-induced coma without ever getting the chance to see the light or pick his brain, I called bullshit, declared myself an atheist, started trudging through the valley of each day with my senses switched off, finding that my only saving grace was believing that all of this was nothing. By the time I was 20, nothing started to get boring. At 21, I went to college, started making art. When I was 22, I made a New Year's resolution to be a little less bitter. On the evening of my 23rd birthday, I made a conscious choice to start living. At 24, I started doing yoga, began shedding the 150 pounds of shame I used to keep my vessel hidden. By 25, I believed my new therapist when she told me she saw the deity White Tara dancing just inches above my crown chakra. Today, I am 28, and most days, I believe. I don't choose to call her God, I choose to call her everything. I hear her in the rhythmic breath of every infant I soothe, taste her in the salt of my own tears, feel her on the first inhale following a panic attack, see her in the mirror and in my best friend's collarbone, and in the smiles of busy passerbys, because we are so holy. All of this is so holy. No, you will not find me at church services on Sundays, and no, I still don't have a Bible in my bedside table. Today, I prefer mantras to psalms, ohms to crosses, mala beads to rosaries, but I do not fit inside any box. Hell, I don't even fit inside this body, because if my soul was a monsoon, this body would just be one raindrop, which is to say, can you imagine what each of us might be capable of if we all understood that our spirits alone could turn deserts to grasslands if we just let go? And so each night, as I lie in my bed, finally finding comfort in this faith that I choose to call everything, I tuck myself in, close my eyes, and simply whisper, "Thank you."